guys, it's Izzy here and welcome to Vlogmas. So our first Vlogmas vlog is going to be kind of off because I am having to film this on my iPhone because my camera actually broke on Black Friday, or on Thanksgiving actually. So I bought a camera on Black Friday, but it has not come in the mail yet. It was supposed to get here yesterday, but it hasn't yet, so I'm probably going to be getting it tomorrow. So for Sunday's footage, December 1st, it's all going to be on my iPhone. I think this is a 7. I love this phone though. I would never get another, I'm never going to get another kind of iPhone. I'll only get an iPhone 7. But today I went to my grandma's house, then I went to KFC because fast food, and then I am going to Barnes & Noble later, and that will be like the next clip for y'all. Because it is the first of the month, and that is the day we go to Barnes & Noble. Monthly is the first of the month. We've been doing this tradition for, I don't know, over a year now at least. So it should be a lot of fun. I have the books that I want to buy. I have the 2 books. I can't tell them off the top of my head because they're on the notes on my phone. But we will be buying those and probably some more. And that is what we are going to be doing today. Toilets going in the background, but I really don't care. But I'm just showing you my outfit. So this is my jacket from Brandy. I have pins from multiple bands. I got them in the UK. I'm wearing a Metallica shirt from Hot Topic. These jeans are Billabong. I don't want them to rip. And then my Nike Cortez. I always have to look in the music section for all my loves. I'm in the mall parking lot. I literally just went to the wrong car and there were people there, and it was some truck from Minnesota. Because there's a pickup truck in the same color. So I was like, oh, this is it. But it had a big lift kit. I'm so dumb. But okay, so I'm going to show y'all what I got. I'm going to show home actually since I'm filming on the phone, as I said. And I can't do it with one hand. But I'm going to show y'all what I got because I was showing y'all in there. And then a man came up and I was just like, do I stop? Do I keep talking? I didn't know what to do. I panicked. But I will show y'all everything I got once we get home. Okay, so I'm going to show y'all what I got. I only got 2 books. Y'all should be so proud of me. If y'all saw Vlogtober, Vlogmas last year, you know I buy a ton of stuff. But I really wanted to get some memoirs, rock and roll memoirs, but they did not have them. And then I have stuff like my Amazon wish list, which is going to be linked down below in the pinned comment. It is the given season. If you want to buy me something, it is there. And give me your Amazon wish lists, and I may buy y'all gifts. You never know. So our first book we got is All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr. This is a World War II story in Paris. I see Paris and I see Germany. So we could have multiple perspectives. I am not sure. But the cover, I do not know where that is because I don't. And then we have a sci-fi novel, which is Fortuna by Christian Merbeth, and it is a space opera. I see stuff about war and all that, so outer space, sci-fi, only is cool. So then I got a magazine. There were 2 magazines I could have chose from. I'm going to put pictures of both of them on the screen. We had a Metallica magazine, and then we had a Queen magazine, so I didn't know which one to get because I love both bands equally. And so I was just like, I'll get the cheaper one, and the Queen one was $6 cheaper than the Metallica one. So here it is. It's this classic rock Queen Collector's Edition. And this one actually came with a CD, so I was surprised that it was cheaper than the Metallica one. So it just has 70s Queen on the cover. So let me know down below in the comments, do you prefer 70s Queen or 80s Queen? I feel like musically and then their look in general is just all very different. In the 80s, they cut all their hair except Brian May. He still has that hair today. But everybody else cut their hair and really changed their styles. And the music went in a different direction, which I do. I love their music in the 80s as well as the 70s. But musically speaking, I do think the 70s is better. There's just some albums that came out in the 80s that I don't like as much. But I really like their look as a band, style and all that in the 80s. So I'm not 100% sure which one I prefer, but let me know down in the comments which one you prefer. Fins beat the Eagles, y'all. Fins up, down with Fly Eagles Fly. I do like the Eagles, no hate. But it is good when you're a losing team to see your team get the dub. Hey guys, it is December the 2nd now. We are continuing with the iPhone footage, but I did get my camera in the mail. I am just going to let it charge first because obviously you need to let it charge, and then I will switch over to this. But I am about to read 2 chapters in Priory of the Orange Tree. I have 6 chapters left, and this has been such a great fantasy novel. I highly recommend. But after I read the 2 chapters, I will talk more about my thoughts. And then I am going to open some packages for y'all. It is the 1st of the month, so that is when I get my Amazon books for the month. So there are 2 books, at least 2, there may be 3, waiting for me. And then there was one package that I'm not sure what it is because it's like in a like a slip, not a box, and it's this like I can't hear anything, so I'm like, is this just an empty envelope? I don't know what it is, so we'll have to see about that. So this is the kind of camera I use, the CyberShot DSCH-X80 by Sony. So I actually, when I went to Miami a few years ago, I was like, I want a very nice vlogging camera because I am going to be vlogging my trip, and that is when I was really getting serious about doing YouTube. So I wanted to get the Canon G7X. Now that camera is very expensive, let me tell you. And it was sold out on my Best Buy. So I got this Sony camera, which was, I think, like $200 cheaper. And then I got this on Black Friday, so it was like $300 cheaper this go around. And I think it works just as good. The quality is amazing for taking pictures and for vlogging. So I highly recommend the Cyber. First clip of the vlog on a camera. So I'm outside because I'm about to water my plants because I water them every Monday. But we are going to talk about the Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon first. So I just read 2 chapters, and like everything the story has been building up to just happened. And this is at the 95% mark of this book. And no, don't chew on the cactus. Sorry. No! They're like, okay, like it's blooming. Or like you can see there's the buds on it, and he's like chewing on it. And I can't have that because 1, I don't know if they're poisonous. And 2, I want my cactus to bloom. So this book is really, really good. It is the best fantasy novel I have read since A Song of Ice and Fire by George R.R. Martin. And this is just a standalone. That's why it's absolutely massive. It's a beast of a book. It is like about 800 pages. I am on chapter 73 and on page 786. Now, I only have one complaint about this book, and I feel like some of the themes are very repetitive, and a lot of the characters, it is a very chosen one kind of story, and there's multiple people who are chosen ones. So I feel like that theme is kind of very repetitive in this story. I'm still going to give this a 5-star. That is probably my only complaint, that I feel like some of the characters' stories are very similar and just repetitive, as I have said tons of times, because I'm repetitive. But I'm going to water my plants, and I'm going to open my Amazon packages for you guys. And then at 6 o'clock, I'm going to read 2 more chapters. And then at 9 o'clock, I'll finish the book off. But I just wanted to tell y'all what has been happening in this book. Actually didn't water the plants yet because my dad just got home. But here is our first package. And then we have this one that has Iron Man and Harambe on the side for Dr. Dolittle. In theaters January 17th. I won't be seeing that, but if y'all want to see it. So we're opening the envelope. Okay, so I got interrupted. We are going to open the envelope that I don't know what is in here. Oh, this is a Christmas gift for somebody. I do know what's in here, so I'm not going to show that. And now we're going to go into our Doolittle package. Coming to us from Jacksonville. It has Jax on it. Even though it says they all come from Lexington, if you look at the bottom, there's airport codes. Whereas Jax, which is J-A-X, is Jacksonville, and CLT is Charlotte. So that is where your package comes from. Okay, I think I have it. Yep, I see the books in here. Here's what like the inside of it looks like. Yeah, I love when they send these movie boxes, even though these are movies I would not see. I did get a John Wick one before, but some of these others are movies I want to see. So our first one is one that there are so many giveaways on Goodreads for, but I bought it for myself because obviously I've never won a giveaway, but it is Mother Knows Best by Kira Peikoff, and this is a thriller. Yeah, I don't really know. It's a mother's worst nightmare, a chance at redemption, and a deadly secret that haunts the family across the generations. Y'all know I love generational tales, and yes, so it's very short too. I mean, compared to the book I'm reading right now, every book is short. So that is that one. Our next one is a historical fiction novel, and it is A Bend in the Stars by Rachel Barenbaum. No, I did enter a giveaway on Instagram for this before. I did not win, but this is set in Russia in the summer of 1914. So this is a World War I novel, and we know I love Russian history. I think it's very interesting, so I can't wait to read that. And then lastly, we have a very popular fantasy novel here on BookTube. Now, I don't know if this is where I should start in this series. I need to watch Reagan's, I can never remember people's channels' names, but she's done a video on All You're Supposed to Read Brandon Sanderson's books. So I have Mistborn here. These are the two that were on my, that I got out of the number generator. Well, I do it, y'all know how I do it. I'm not going to explain. But so this is Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. It's very floppy. We know I love the flopping paperbacks. So can an evil that has ruled for 1,000 years be defeated? So kind of similar to some other fantasy novels with that trope. But those are the books that I got from Amazon, and then one package that was not for me because it is December, so I am buying Christmas gifts. And now today is Cyber Monday, and I will be buying more gifts for people because that's what I do on Cyber Monday. But yeah, that's what we're doing today. Hoodie life. But yeah, I just read another chapter of Priory of the Orange Tree, and it's really just wrapping up, saying where our characters end up in the end. And then I am about to go to Chick-fil-A. We're ending the night here, and I am going to be telling y'all about the Priory of the Orange Tree, my final thoughts. I just finished the book. It is a beast of a book. The story is 805 pages, and then there's like a glossary, and then just like the history, characters, which I love when books have that, because oftentimes in fantasy novels I do get confused on which character is which, because obviously they have names that are names we're not really used to in our world, and then like words that may just be in their universe and not in our universe. I'll find myself getting confused. Wicked Saints was the one that I got really confused on. That's the last fantasy I read, which was a great story, but I just wish there had been a glossary or something like that in the back. But Priory had that. I didn't need to refer to it that often, but it is good to have there. And obviously having the map in the front, I did have to use the map a lot in this book because there was a lot of traveling and stuff like that. Now I did get confused with the map at first because the continent in the West, there are multiple like countries on that continent, but I have it all sorted out now. So The Priory of the Orange Tree was super good. I really enjoyed it. It was one of my most anticipated books of the year, so I'm really happy that was a 5 out of 5 stars. So I'm going to talk about what I liked first and then going into, I already kind of talked about what I didn't like, but I did pick up some other things while reading other people's book reviews. So what I did like is the characters are super strong in this. We have tons of strong female characters. Now my favorite character actually wasn't a female character, Artloth. I don't know how to say his name, but he was my favorite to read from, and I really did enjoy his chapters. But again, the characters in this are so strong and very well developed, and I'm a person who likes a character driven story rather than plot. No, I don't know for sure if I think this book is more plot driven or more character driven. I think it's pretty equal, and that is only as good when it's equal and not just strictly character driven. It by Stephen King, to me, I feel like it's very, the characters are the most important part, which I did love that story for the characters, but I just feel like the characters were more important than the plot, or at least that's how I felt. I don't know if that is the common feeling. So another thing I loved about this story was the world building. There's so much history and lore, and there's never really any info dumping. You're gradually getting it on and on, and it's interesting how some of these stories come together, like their historical mythology and all that kind of stuff, because in our world, thinking about all the different religions we have and just how some stories are similar, like the flood story, for example, is in the Christian faith, Muslim, there is Cherokee, and just in a lot of different, you can find stories of a massive flood happening in multiple groups. So I do think this book does have a lot of like that, how there's people in the East and people in the West have a similar story, but it is the same story, but they don't really realize it, I guess. And so the world building in this was really good. Now, what I didn't like, the pacing in this novel, the first half was very slow with a lot of court intrigue and that kind of stuff. And that is when I was really like, should I go to the audiobook of this? Because I just feel like it's dragging on and on. But as you get further along in the book, it does speed up a lot. Like, I feel like in Game of Thrones, we had all these previous seasons of build up to the war that was coming, to winter coming, and then we got rid of winter in like one episode. I feel like that's kind of how this went along, is that sorry, Fred distracted me, that once the nameless one, once we get to him, it is of what happens in this war. It's very I'm not gonna say lackluster, but I just feel like there was so much build up, and then the ending wasn't like, the ending was just very quick. I don't know if what I said was a spoiler or not, so I'm kind of panicking. So before I'm gonna put on the screen, maybe spoilers, but yes. And then, as I told you, I felt like some of the themes were repetitive with our female characters. Yeah. So I'm going to take a bath now, and that's what I'm going to be doing. But tomorrow I will be starting Star Wars The Old Republic, Annihilation by Drew Karpyshyn. I'm not sure how to say his name. I haven't read a Star Wars book in like a year, but he's one of my favorite authors in the Star Wars universe, and all his books have been like in the Old Republic era that I've read. So I cannot wait to get back in this to December the 3rd, guys. I just got done filming. I took off all that makeup. I had a bunch of red makeup today. I looked like a clown, but when do I not look like a clown when I'm wearing makeup? So I'm not going to be doing much today. I don't really have any plans. I may go to Target, but my Target trip may be tomorrow, so that will not be in this vlog. Today is the last day of this vlog. So I'm going to start Annihilation. It's sitting right over there. I'm going to read 2 chapters, and then I'm going to update y'all. I am going to be playing a game of Fortnite between each chapter. That's just what I did during Priory for the first half of the book when I was really bored. I know Becca Loves Books, is that her name? She does something similar, and that just really helps doing something in the middle, maybe watching a YouTube video if you don't want to play Fortnite, just doing something between chapters, because I'm reading like 6 chapters today, which is not that many pages, but still it's good just to take short little breaks like that. So I just read 2 chapters of Annihilation, which was 26 pages, 9% of the book, and to be honest, I am really confused. So we have our main character, Theron, I don't know how to say his name. So he works for this company. He lied to them saying he's on vacation, but he's not. They spotted him on this really gritty moon place. It's very infested with huts, which, if you know, in the Star Wars universe, huts are crime lords and not the best people to be around. So I don't really know where this is going to go. I think he's looking for his, I don't know if she's like his apprentice or what. They're not Jedis. So just somebody who is working under him, I guess, who is a close friend. And he is trying to get her out of trouble, from what I'm understanding. I did not read really the synopsis of this book because I never really read them. I just like went in not knowing anything. So maybe I do need to go read over that, but I will read more at 6, which is in about an hour. So I'll read 2 more chapters then. But right now, I'm gonna go make some scrambled eggs for a late lunch breakfast because I get out of bed at 3 o'clock. So I'm gonna eat and then read at 6. I do 2 eggs. I'm wondering how many y'all do. I could probably eat a whole lot more. And I'm not gonna use any cheese today. I don't think I'm gonna use any cheese. I don't know if I have any shredded cheddar cheese, so I may just be eating plain eggs. So I do have cheddar, and I'm not a huge fan of using this company for scrambled eggs. I like using Kraft, but since it's all that I have and like all that Target sells, that's what I'm going to be using. Targe? I thought your name was Target. What is this? So we are in Target getting food for my trip that I'm going on Thursday to Florida. And then I am just here, my weekly trip. I have to come here every week. Even if I don't need anything, I come here. This is from one of my favorite Disney movies. I think that guy's controversial now. I'm not sure, but that was one of my favorites. We have a lot of Fortnite. I don't see anything else new. I always have to show you all the Funkos. I'm gonna look at the books. I don't think I'm gonna pick anything up, but I always look. We have some Stranger Things back there. I don't have those, but I still have to show them. I've been getting ornaments every week, so I plan on doing that again. But shout out to my friend Sarah. She sent me a picture of that last night on the Target website. But yeah, I don't know which one I'm gonna get today, but I try to get one every time I come here. So I was gonna go for a lion because it's my spirit animal, but I saw this little pug, or I don't know if it's a pug, but it's so cute. Hey guys, so I am wrapping up the vlog here, ending the first vlog of Vlogmas. So I'm going to talk about my reading today. So I got to 19% of Annihilation, so that is chapter 7, page 57. So I read 57 pages today. It did not feel like that much. This is very fast paced, and I am starting to remember more because characters from the previous books are getting mentioned. I think this is set probably 20 years after the last book. That's a rough estimate, but I am going to go to Goodreads and read reviews of the last book just so I can get a better understanding of what is happening in this world. There is a war going on between the Sith and the Republic, or the Empire and the Republic, whatever. So I'm still kind of confused, but it is getting better as I go on. I'm remembering more because they're talking about the Darth Malgus. I don't remember what book that is, but that was one of my favorite Star Wars books. Let me see if I have the title here. Yeah, The Old Republic Deceived, which was the last No, Fatal Alliance was the last one. I did not like Fatal Alliance. I did like Deceived though, and Raven. So those are the two. I didn't like Fatal Alliance. That book dragged on, and that was my first audiobook because I was like, I cannot handle this book. I need to do the audiobook. Yeah, I do recommend Star Wars audiobooks because they have a lot of background noise, like the sound of lightsabers and just a lot of music and everything in the background. So it is a very good experience if you are thinking about reading the Star Wars books. And the books are relatively short. As I said, the Fatal Alliance was the only like really long one. It was about 400 and something pages. I did donate that book because I didn't like it at all. But that is the end of this vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you on Thursday. We are going to be in the Sunshine State, or at least on our way to the Sunshine State to Florida. I'm going to be going to some record shops. I'm going to be in Daytona, and I'm going to go to Disney for the first time as an adult for Disney World. I have been to Disneyland. I don't have any memories of Disney World because, as I said, I went as a kid, so I don't remember anything. So it should be really fun. I'm going to be going to the Star Wars place at Hollywood Studios. I'm going to Hollywood Studios, and it looks like I'm going to go to Epcot, and I'm going to be Funko hunting as well there, and I am super excited. And it's fitting that I'm reading a Star Wars book when I'm going to be going to the Star Wars park. That was not planned at all, so it's just really cool that I'm going to be doing that. But bye guys.